So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Total Extreme Wrestling. Today we are playing our Attitude Era, and of course, we are getting closer and closer to the King of the Ring tournament. We're currently in week number 2 of June. We've got to get to week 4. Quick little recap of what's been going on. We go back to Unforgiven, where we had a 92 rated pay-per-view, Hulk Hogan defeating Mankind to keep the World Wrestling Federation World Heavyweight Championship. 93 rated match. Steve Austin beat Kane for 97 on that show as well. Toyota beating Archie Kong 73. Mero and Shane 76. Chyna made her return. Teamed with Triple H to beat the Outlaws for 90. Acolytes had an amazing match. They won the tag team titles from Owen Hart and Double J for 93. Raven made his in-ring debut against Rikishi for 77. And of course, The Rock and Jericho kicked things off with 92. Great matchup there. So overall, Unforgiven was a great show. And then last week, in the last few shows, we kind of started to establish a hardcore division now. We'll get into that in a moment. But on our Raw show, we also started booking the King of the Ring tournament. Now on this show, we had Ken Shamrock defeat Steve Austin in what was an 81 rated match. We kind of made a few little mistakes there. But an 81 rated match should have been better, I know. But Ken Shamrock beat Steve Austin to qualify for King of the Ring. So Shamrock's in, and the reason why we had that is because we wanted to have Rick Rude screw Steve Austin in that match to kind of start the Austin and Rude feud, and that started off pretty well. Kane qualified for King of the Ring by beating Takada for 74. We had a hardcore title match. Stevie Richards beat Al Snow for 62, kind of testing out the hardcore division, seeing if it was worth doing or not. And then Edge and Christian defeated Awesome Change as well in that show. On SmackDown, we had a 6-rated show. Kurt Angle beat Vampiro to keep the Intercontinental Championship, ending that feud once and for all. That's done. Super Crazy defeated Taka Michinoku to finally get a victory to establish himself as a decent competitor in the lightweight division. Jericho said he's moving on from The Rock and believes he can win championship gold, so kind of hinting at a Jericho and Angle feud. The Big Show defeated D'Lo Brown, that qualified him for King of the Ring. Test defeated Tomoaki Honma, one of our newcomers, in a matchup just to kind of test him. Pun intended, but to test out Honma and see if he was any good. Shane McMahon said Mark Mero got lucky and he's glad that Mero is now on Raw so he can finally move on away from Mark Mero and focus on his own goals. We start off the Dudley Boys and Headbangers feud as well. And we're going to keep Mankind and Hogan going. I know the world title situation kind of has no real hype around it, which is a bit of a problem. We kind of have to utilize Hogan that little bit more and do a little bit more there. So that might be one of our goals for today's stream. And finally, for Heat, we are looking to maybe rebrand Sunday Night Heat and call it Hardcore Heat and have a lot of our hardcore division, or majority of it, take place on this show. The most notable thing on this show was Ken Shamrock beating Mike Awesome as well. Now, I think I did say that was a qualifying match, but Ken Shamrock technically already qualified. But hey, another win for Shamrock to make him look good heading into the King of the Ring tournament. Henry beat Finlay, Tess beat Chains, and that was really all there is to it. So, now we move on. We've got the King of the Ring tournament. We are in this tournament at the moment. We've pretty much qualified half of the tournament. So Triple H and Road Dogg need to qualify for the Raw side of things. The Rock and the Undertaker need to qualify for the SmackDown side of things, and then we'll go from there. So our hardcore division, we've pretty much established it. We're pretty much happy with what we've got going on. These are the guys that we've pretty much nominated to be the part of the division. So Al Snow, Anita, Hardcore Holly, Tanaka, I'm looking forward to him, Mike Awesome, Nick Gage. Now, Nick Gage had an absolute stinker of a match on SmackDown recently, so on a pre-show. So it's a possibility he might get fired. Sabu, Shane McMahon, we're going to bring him over to the hardcore division. Sick Nick Mondo, jury's still out on him, whether or not we'll keep him. Stevie Richards, Tommy Dreamer, and Honma. So lots of guys with some good hardcore ability for sure in this division. So it's a small division, but it should be a lot of fun. And if we get bored of it after a while, we can just get rid of it, because most of these guys we've signed to a paper appearance deal. But I figured, we got the 24/7 rule with a hardcore title. Why not try and spice it up a little bit more and bring in some hardcore wrestlers to actually have some good hardcore wrestling matches, as well as the 24/7 gimmicky craziness. So it still is an Alliance Championship, and it still could go to Japan, Mexico, ECW at any time. So it still has that unpredictability about it, but we also will try and actually have some more matches for the championship on our shows. So that's our plans there, and so King of the Ring is in full force. Storylines still getting established, but we've got a few more weeks to go until we get there. So let's start booking some shows. Let's get into it. And lots of incidents here. Goldust being cheerful to be around. That's a first. Mike Awesome won a video game tournament. That's good. Jerry Lawler helping Scotty 2 Hotty to be a better babyface, and Vince helping out Stephanie's psychology. Now, for Stephanie, we haven't really given her anything to do yet. I'm not sure what we're going to do with her. Women's division, I don't think so. We'll probably bring her in as a on-screen authority figure role of some sorts. We'll go from there. We'll see how that works. So this is Raw as War. Let's take a look. Sick Nick Mondo. We tried him out in the pre-show, and he took on Brian Pillman. And his gimmick, Deathmatch Psycho. Awful. That hurts a little bit, because I created that gimmick. The hot crowd was against Sick Nick, chanting for him to not come back. Stay away. But the good news, Brian Pillman was really good. 62 from Pillman. That's really good. Sick Nick, 7. Pillman looked excellent out there. That's really good. Yeah, this is going well indeed. The job guys, shit. Alright, moving along. Sabu, now this is better. He took on Billy Gunn for a 78 rated match. Sabu makes his debut. He took the L to Billy Gunn on the pre-show, but nice match. Great for his gimmick. 62 in the ring. He's got 40 pop or so, maybe? Actually, we're maybe in tri-state area, so maybe 50-ish. Billy Gunn was great, 79 as well. So hey, that's good. Sabu was good. Open up the show. Oh shit, I didn't mean to have them on screen. Let's pretend they're off the screen. Ken Shamrock are out there cutting a promo, and they're having a heated discussion about the King of the Ring tournament. Ends up being Chrissy Vane kind of talking for Kane in the end, but they have a bit of a heated confrontation as we kind of kick things off with the King of the Ring tournament. So we go from there. So yeah, pretend Big Show, Rock, and Undertaker they're not meant to be there. So pretend that they are not there. I forgot to put them off screen. Toyota cuts a nice little promo, 70, as she basically accepts Luda Vachon's challenge for the Women's Championship. That's a good promo. Road Dogg versus Goldust kick things off in terms of a match on the main show. Road Dogg 79, Goldust 73. It was a King of the Ring qualifier, and Road Dogg grabbed the victory as Brian Pillman distracted Goldust, costing him the match. So Pillman having a bit of a feature on this show, and Goldust won't be happy about that. Advances the storyline between Pillman and Goldust nicely. Steve Austin says, Rick Rude, you cost me the King of the Ring. Go and find your wrestling boots, strap them on, and let's go. You and me one-on-one in the ring. 100 rated. So Austin and Rick Rude officially kicking off here, as we basically say that, well, a match could be happening between Rude and Austin. Owen Hart and Double J had a match against the Brooklyn Brawler Lance Storm, and only Owen Hart and Double J could carry this match to an 80 rated match. This will be better than the main event, I tell ya. Jeff Jarrett 85, Owen Hart 89, Lance Storm 58. My God, he's got 20 pop, I reckon. Or maybe he's got more in this area, in the tri-state area. To be fair, Brooklyn Brawler 40. So yeah, hey. Brooklyn area, New Jersey, crowd loved him. But yes, Owen Hart double J, just so good, man. Quick little win for them. William Regal and Fit Finlay are backstage, and they put on a 2-on-1 ambush on Mark Henry. Henry was just in the locker room, and British Brawlers decided to try and get a bit of revenge after Henry beat Finlay. They probably realizing that, hey, Mark Henry's going to be really tough to beat. We did try and weaken this man. And Mark Henry was fantastic in this segment, and a 90 rated overall segment, which is actually really, really good, considering who was involved and their popularity mark. So that's an amazing segment. Mark Mero had a sit-down interview with Michael Cole talking about his future plans for his career. What's he going to do post Shane McMahon? And now that he's here on Raw, what his plans are now that he's here on Raw. Raven had a 77 rated match against Grandmaster Sexay. Raven 75, which is just fantastic. Grandmaster 55, which was solid. Raven picks up the win and gains storyline heat, actually. I was worried this was going to lose storyline heat for this one. Ends up gaining. So Raven picks up a win. And the next segment was even better. So we had both teams, Raven's Nest and Too Cool, they brawled in the ring. Just two teams colliding, going at it. 6 guys just beating the crap out of each other. Away we go. And that really kind of lifting this storyline up to suggest a 6-man tag is finally coming. And the main event, yep, 80 rated. Which, considering that it was Ultimate Warrior in this match, that's not bad. It was Triple H qualifying for King of the Ring when he defeated Ultimate Warrior in an 80 rated match. Triple H 93, Warrior 64. When do we have to get rid of Warrior? Like, has he got another 6 months or so in this deal? Like, I'm excited to get rid of this dude. But hey, Triple H picks up a win, and unfortunately it brings the storyline heat down for the Outlaws and Triple H. Probably down big time. That's going to be a worry. This segment will try and bring it back up though, as Triple H was celebrating way over the top after he won his match as Road Dogg, who was on commentary, clearly not impressed. Triple H glorying, and now it's going to be Road Dogg versus Triple H in the opening round of the King of the Ring here, and Shamrock and Kane as well, and that's the Raw side of things done and dusted for King of the Ring. And that gives us an 88 rated show in the end, so despite the fact the main event was shit, still managed to get 88. I'll take that. Alright, let's shift over and let's take a look as we get some new champions in WCW. DDP and Goldberg have won the WCW World Tag Team Championship belts after they took the titles away from the Steiners. 7 title defenses from the Steiners before this. So, DDP and Goldberg as a tag team, huh? I don't mind it. Let's have a look at their show. They had a 92 rated match for the main event. So, I'm not against it. That's not bad. How long did the Steiners have the tag titles for? So, nearly a full year. So, 11 months they were tag team champions for. That's an impressive run, I gotta say, from those guys. Rick Steiner's the star of the group apparently now, so that's interesting. But yeah, Goldberg and DDP, I think that's a nice little change up, and it gets a couple of the top guys holding some gold, which is always good. Kurt Hennig had a double DQ with Lenny Lane for 81. Rey Mysterio he beat Alex Wright, Lodi, and Mortis for 77. Prince Iakai defeated Corporal Kajun for the Cruiserweight title to keep it. And Sid Vicious beat Psychosis for 78. So some good matches here. Overall an 84 rated show. 28 was their rating. Look, WCW have really lifted their game as of late. I think, they're not going to catch us, but they're doing pretty well. Let's take a look at our rating. 42.48. Obviously, we got a little bit more TV deal, but still very strong, better crowd. Yeah, so overall, good show. The Rock, Scotty 2 Hotty talks well. Yep. Christian's a natural talker. Well, of course, Raven putting over his own teammate. That's good to see. Raven in his match was really good. Like, he's really impressing me. This is SmackDown. Let's take a look. Tanaka versus Bubba Ray Dudley on the pre-show, and thank God one of our gimmicks that I've created at least is actually working. Tanaka gets very good for the risk taker gimmick. Tanaka 29, Bubba Ray 52, and Bubba Ray picked up the win with the Dudley Powerbomb 47. Okay, so Tanaka was not too bad. Obviously, he's got no popularity, so that's a factor that we have to consider. And Bubba Ray 52 was pretty solid, so that's good. We open the show with Hulk Hogan and Vince McMahon downplaying Mankind as a threat, but Mankind comes to the ring with some weapons and chases Hulk, who, runs for his life. Hulk Hogan he ain't having any of that. He's not interested in all those weapons and things like that. So Hulk Hogan all of a sudden just kind of getting a bit of a reminder that Mankind can get a bit more sadistic if he needs to. Underrated segment. Ultimate Dragon took on Kazarian in a match that just didn't quite click. They had no chemistry. Dragon 61, Kazarian 38. 59 match. Post-match, X-Pac is demanding that Shane McMahon gives him his rematch against Ultimo Dragon. McMahon will happily do it. 91. Mankind's backstage as well, teasing that a big change is coming, and that change is coming for Hulk Hogan. So, kind of teasing that maybe Cactus Jack or something along those lines might be on his way back for this match to try do something a little bit different from Mankind. The Headbangers took on the Los Barricas for 64. We gave the Headbangers a much needed victory. 51 from Mosh, 56 from Thrasher, and we had the Dudley Boys on commentary to continue that storyline as well. Now that I think about it, we did have Bubba Ray on twice, so maybe that might bring us down a little bit. That's a bit of a concern. Beulah McGillicuddy is backstage with the rest of Pimp Nation, and Tommy Dreamer, who was, backstage, was just enamored by Beulah. Obviously, they had that behind-the-scenes relationship, so we're looking to transition Beulah over to Tommy Dreamer, get her away from Pimp Nation, and Tommy Dreamer, well, the only way to get Beulah away from Pimp Nation is to pay the price, and Tommy Dreamer happily paid as much as he could to Godfather to get Beulah. Tommy Dreamer made his debut with the underdog gimmick and was rated above average. So, nice little segment, 73. Chris Jericho had an 80 rated match with Jeff Hardy. Jericho 77, Jeff Hardy 68. My goodness, man. Jericho grabbed the victory over Jeff. 80 rated match, very good. After the match, I was meant to have Kurt Angle appear on the segment, but anyways, Jericho and Angle bumped into each other backstage. Jericho warned Angle that his title will be Chris Jericho soon, so the IC title is coming to Chris Jericho. We advanced that storyline. And the main event was The Undertaker and Val Venis. Now, we've tried this match a few times, but we just can't seem to get it past this low 80 area. Undertaker 90, Venis 69, and Undertaker grabs the win and officially qualifies for King of the Ring. 85 rated match in the end, very good. 85 rated show rather. 82 rated main event. Like I said, we just can't quite get those guys to that extra point of a brilliant little matchup there, but that's okay. SmackDown, let's take a look. 42.4 TV rating for their overall show. What's Thunder doing these days? 59? Yeah, okay. Well, Chris Jericho's not on the show anymore to carry it. Christian Cage has bulked up, gaining some muscle mass recently. So let's take a look at that. He's now at 77 star quality, 75 sex appeal. So he's now a middleweight, so he can no longer compete in the lightweight division, which I think is good. I don't want him there anyway. But now all of a sudden that star quality has risen quite high. What was it originally? 73 actually, so it was already pretty good. So not a huge leap for him. I wonder about his stamina and things like that. 89, that's already pretty high. It's now 93. Okay, so a small little boost up for him. 77 star quality. You'll take that. That's a nice little boost for Christian. And he'll be a little bit more valuable to us. Maybe he'll gain popularity a little bit easier for us going forward. I hope so, anyways. Other piece of news, our endeavor to get Davey Boy Smith is getting a little bit more difficult with WCW fighting back, offering him a $26,000 per month for 3 years. I don't know if we can match that. What's our max Vince will go? 24.6. Oof, we're a long way away from WCW's number here. I don't know if we're going to get the British Bulldog. They really want him for some reason. I'm not sure. So 24.61, I think it was. Yeah, 3-year deal, still won't be cutting it. And I'd have to put in some bonuses. So he'll consider that. I'm not going to fight too hard for him because I don't have a plan in place for what I would actually do with him. I'd have a couple ideas, but I'm not, you know, he's not a must get for me. But, you know, if we can get him, we can get him. You know, it's always good to take some talent, but, you know, you don't want to do what WCW did themselves. Just load up the roster with so many guys that you just can't do anything with them. And that's kind of what we are almost at, like, that stage now. So, yeah, if we miss out, we miss out. Kurt Angle's loan period ended. Did he get a match recently on New Japan? All Japan? He did. Oh my god. Johnny Ace beat Kurt Angle. Fuck you, All Japan. Fuck you. Johnny Ace, my god. No. No. He's got 80 pop in Japan now. That's crazy. Alright, Stevie Richards looks like he went and worked ECW for the night. I love how they can just take my guys, no worries, constantly. But whenever I ask them, no, you know, we've given you too much, you know, go away. We had a memorial show. Anyone show up there? Oh my god, Steve Austin worked this show. Who died? Ilio Di Paolo? What the Scott Hall and D'Lo Brown beat Steve Austin and Sean Waltman. The Road Warriors, hey, they got a match. They beat Sid and Luger. What have they been up to, the Road Warriors? Nothing, have they? Just nothing. Working indie shows? Really? They even had Hawk vs. Animal on an indie show. What the fuck? Come on. Can we sign them back yet? I actually can. Holy shit. I could get the Road Warriors back. Well, what do you guys think? Bring them back? I know they're old and kind of shit, but yeah, I can get them both. Get them back and beef up the tag division again. So let's take a look. 97, they averaged 63. 98, they averaged 72 for me. So 72 average is pretty good. What about Hawk? Is that any different? 98, yeah. So a 72 average. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for a tag team. They did have 60 pop. I think they nearly had 70 at one point. 64 was about their best, and then you can tell. So this is when they left the company. 64, and they left in November, and they've actually been losing pop since they're not getting featured much as of late. So what do you guys think? They will not be getting pushed. They're going to be putting over young teams. Sunday Night Heat. Let's take a look. Honma and Crash Holly in the pre-show. And Honma was pretty good. 28. Crash Holly 42. So both guys were pretty decent. Open the show with Awesome Chains. We wanted to get Martial Law just one more nice little tag team win. Especially over Chains to try and get some of his pop. And get Martial Law building again. Mike Awesome 61, Chains 55, Takada 59, Dan Severn was good 62, 63 overall for the match. Bradshaw and Farouk with a promo on Owen Hart and Double J 82. China, we put her in the ring against Mary Apache and she picks up a victory in about 5 minutes, 64 from China, which puts her on par with some of the best women we've got, despite the fact, yes, her popularity is way higher, but you know, that's okay. Post-match, she says, man or woman, she could beat anybody for 78. So that's a good segment from her. Good promo. Anita is backstage sharpening his blades, getting ready for the big fights that is to come. So we're kind of teasing that something is coming. And, oh, what the fuck? We got a 0? What happened there? What the fuck happened here? A 0. Tiger Mask 51, Taka 64, Hayabusa 58, 43 Kazarian. I think this is glitched because the storyline advanced as well. got to be a glitch, right? Christopher Daniels will change his gimmick. I don't know if this is the right day to do it because he just got a 0. Average for his new gimmick. He's now the chosen one. So, Hayabusa, Sataka, and Tiger Master, they beat Crazy and Bad Influence in what apparently was a 0-rated match. I don't know about that. We'll see. Luna Vachon, 64, who had a voodoo doll of Toyota and threatens to hurt Toyota. Yeah, so just a bit of a wacky type promo from Luna. 64. And then we had Mark Mera and Lance Storm in the main event. So Mark Mera 64, Lance Storm was good again, 56. Quite impressive. So wanted to get Mark Mera a win just to kind of make him look pretty good. And Lance Storm was kind of our fall guy. Lance Storm probably the perfect job guy at the moment because he's having great matches with anybody. Hit 67 for that match. And that gives us a 66 rated show. So, actually, yeah, it was a glitch. So, this 6-man tag was actually a 63 from all the lightweights. So, it just was a glitch that gave us a 0, which I kind of expected. Not enough attractive women on the show, but still got 66. I'll take that. That's fine. All right, Raw is War. Let's take a look at the results. Actually, double check the venue. Mid-South, all good. All right, here we go. So, the pre-show, Martial Law picked up a win over Albert and Drodstov. So, we wanted to see where Droz and Albert were at. And about 28-29 apiece, so not too bad. Takada 61, Severin 65. Damn, Severin was good. Takada, great as always. 51 for the match. 100-rated segment where Rick Rude informs Steve Austin that he's retired. And Austin is not getting a match against him. No, thank you. So Austin, he wants Rick Rude in the ring one-on-one. Rick Rude ain't gonna let it happen. So we might tease this out. I think maybe we drag this out beyond King of the Ring and let it have a bit more time on another pay-per-view, perhaps. A bit more time and focus. So, but we'll see. Maybe Rick Rude finds someone else for Austin to face. Austin beats them, and then we get to Rick Rude and Austin. Awesome Chains took on Golden Oddities for 68. Golden Oddities picked up the victory. Mike Awesome 58, Chains 51, Golga 51, 72 for Goldust. So Chains is on his way out of the company. So we're just slowly taking those L's for him, getting him out of here. 68. So we advanced the storyline, so didn't bring it down too bad. Pillman was on commentary. Owen Hart Double J just kind of shaking off any rumors that they may be leaving, letting the team go and going their separate ways, but they still want to be the best team. They still want to be #1 and win those tag titles back. So they are still together and unified and ready to go. 85. Yoshida took on Luna for 62, and they have great chemistry. Okay. Yoshida 53, Luna 58. So there's a women's feud for you right there. Yoshida and Luna. There you go. So if Luna won the women's title, we could definitely roll with that feud if we wanted to. 62, very good. Regal and Finlay, 88 for their promo, which is actually outstanding. They're talking about how dreadful Mark Henry is as a wrestler, and he's lucky that he's big and strong, otherwise he wouldn't beat anybody. 88, so gaining storyline hit there as well, which is great. Ted DiBiase, of course, is managing this team. I forgot about that, which he's definitely helping this team out big time. Rikishi took on Christian for 62. They have no chemistry. Rikishi 47, Christian 55. 62 overall. We bounced back. We knew we were going to lose a bit of storyline heat with that match, so we bounced back with a promo, Raven's Nest, and they still believe they're confident they can beat Too Cool despite the fact Christian just lost to Rikishi. So 75. Road Dogg cuts a promo, or doesn't cut a promo, but Road Dogg and Billy Gunn are backstage, and Billy Gunn's wishing Road Dogg all the best for his match tonight against Triple H. So this is going to be our big main event, a King of the Ring match. Road Dogg and Triple H. We'll see what happens here. Our main event, any predictions? This should be a good one. Road Dogg and Triple H. I'm thinking about 88 or so, hopefully. Let's take a look. 90. Whew. All right. Triple H 92, Road Dogg 83, and that's a good match. Chyna interfered to help Triple H win and beat Road Dogg, and Triple H picks up the win and beats Road Dogg to advance into the King of the Ring. Very good. Very, very good. Happy with that. So that gives us a 83. Oh, not enough attractive women on the show. That's right, I didn't have Kane and Shamrock on the show, actually. So there was no Dawn Marie or Chrissy Vane. Yeah. Yeah, whoops. That's where we went wrong. 83. Ah, that could have been a lot better. That could have been like 87 or so. Nitro, let's take a look. Sting apparently was the star of the show. Let's take a look. Wow, Kevin Nash and Sting had a 99 rated match. Kevin Nash won, and I will be damned. Kevin Nash having a 99 rated match. When will you ever see that? Big Kev. He is the world champion. I forgot about that. Big Kev's the champ now. Average is 85, which is good. His last 3 have been excellent. Well, you got to put him with the right guys, and Sting is the right guy. He is very, very good, Sting. Yeah, nice job. Nice one. CB Ray beat Psychosis 64. Steiner, Rick Steiner's gone from working the main events to working Prince Iakai. Booker T beat Low D. Ric Flair beat the Barbarian. And not much else, so lots of segments with some of the top guys. So Sting, Bret Hart, and Shawn Michaels in a backstage segment. Oh boy. See how that goes. This is SmackDown. Let's take a look at the results. Mary Patchy took on Ivory in the pre-show for 41. Mary Patchy 40, Ivory 42. So Mary performing the same as Ivory just about. Look, I just wanted to get an extra match in the pre-show, and we need to have some women on the card, so hopefully this will cover it. I don't know if it will though. Opening segment was The Undertaker coming out into the ring, basically saying that, hey, last year I won King of the Ring, this year I'm going to try and do it again. I've had a bit of a rough patch. I'm going to use King of the Ring as the catalyst to get me back to my best. Kurt Angle interrupts and says, well, tonight it's going to be you and me one-on-one. I'm looking forward to our match, blah, blah, blah. And then Chris Jericho interrupts and says, hey, Kurt, don't forget about me. You have the Intercontinental Championship. That's the title I want. So you make sure you keep all your don't put all your focus on King of the Ring, because I'm coming for that title. So we advance a couple of our storylines here, gaining some heat. So it must be, we must have had some low storyline heat, I'd say, with some of these segments. Pip Nation got a victory over the Dudley Boys when Thrasher, the Headbangers, they interrupted and cost the Dudley Boys the match. Godfather 66, D-Lo 54, and the Dudleys were good, 59 and 62, very, very good. 70 rated match, nice. Mankind is backstage and he's seen taking off the Mankind mask and putting it down on the ground as Mankind kind of signifies that maybe Cactus Jack or somebody is coming to face Hulk Hogan instead of Mankind. So spicing it up, making it a little bit different. We had The Rock versus Vampiro one-on-one for an 80 rated match. I suppose I didn't have a storyline associated, so that might have brought this down. But The Rock got 94. Vampiro was good of 66. But yeah, 80, that's fine. The Rock officially qualifies for King of the Ring, finally. Speaking of The Rock, he cut a promo on his first round King of the Ring opponent, The Big Show, for 89. He's a little bit low tonight, these segments, actually. You know, you think he needs to be a bit stronger, but not yet. Hulk Hogan's backstage with Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon is trying to reassure Hogan that he's got a plan to stop Mankind, because they're worried. This new Mankind, this new look Mankind, they're worried about, what the hell's going on with this guy? What's he going to bring? What's happening? So they're stressing out a little bit, and Vince is just reassuring Hogan that everything's going to be okay. He'll figure something out. We had X-Pac and Super Crazy team up to take on Ultimo Dragon and Hayabusa for 74. Super Crazy 58, X-Pac 83, Hayabusa 60, Ultimo Dragon 67. Whew. Good stuff from both those guys. We actually gave the win to Ultimo Dragon when he he submitted Super Crazy, so X-Pac not involved in the decision. X-Pac takes another loss. Ultimo Dragon continues to look fantastic. He's doing really, really well for himself. And we kept X-Pac strong to try and make sure that he didn't lose any popularity, but maybe he might give some of the other guys some popularity despite the fact that he won't lose, hopefully. I don't know. We'll try. And our main event, oh my goodness, Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. We've had a bit of a rough night. Some of our segments have been a bit low. Well, this is one way to get that back up there. Kurt Angle and The Undertaker. A 96 rated match. Undertaker 90, Kurt Angle 87. Chris Jericho distracted Kurt Angle to help Undertaker pick up the victory. Jericho warned him, pay attention to me, otherwise you're going to pay the price, and he certainly did. Undertaker advances through to the next round of King of the Ring, and he'll face either The Rock or Big Show coming up next. And that will end the show there. Undertaker debuted a new spot that got great heel heat. It's going to be his go-to spot for the future, improving his psychology. That's always good to see. And that gives us a 92 rated SmackDown. That's better. I was a little bit worried we didn't have enough women on the show, but we must have just got through with enough in the end. Thank goodness. Thank you guys for coming out to the stream. I hope you enjoyed it. We got through a few weeks of shows, which was a couple of weeks of shows, which is good. Next time we have another Attitude Era, we'll definitely have King of the Ring and the pay-per-view itself, which is good. Not too far away from there.